What's going on, guys? So I felt pretty inspired to come out here today and just talk, and I have felt very called to create a YouTube channel for a minute, and yeah, I'm very introverted, and I think uh, I think realistically, I've tried this hundreds of times, trying to be something that I'm not, trying to create a certain type of character or have a whole lot of energy that I don't have, which ironically I have a lot more of at this point in my life. But creating a YouTube has been both a challenge and a constant pressure for well over a couple of years now. And I just haven't really felt safe, I guess. So this YouTube will be called The Human Frontier, and it is going to essentially just be about what I've gone through and my incredible search to understand everything, which has led me to a lot of spiritual disillusionment, confusion, as well as some relative states pertaining to enlightenment. However, the whole point of this is really to share the problems I've incurred across my journey, and as well as the solutions. And along with that, it's also probably good to have some background on me so you know who you're listening to. And I do intend to share my full story in context of when I want it to just, I would like to let the videos fall into place as they do. It's just the way I've been called to do this. In fact, I find it very ironic, right? I feel like I've been quite off path until very recently. And then I decided to make this video today, and I just got out of my truck and I was like, you know what? I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Like, I'm just going to let the road decide. And I actually am sitting here on a path. So I find a little bit of synchronicity and irony in that. I wanted to call it The Human Frontier because a lot of my life has been dedicated to the sciences, to biohacking. I own a clinic, the Muscle Medic, here in Tennessee, and the entire point of the practice is to understand the human error, the human issue. But what I found in the initiation of that, it's my 7th year doing this now, is that there is no human issue other than our mind. But as far as the body goes, as far as our physicality, biology, chemistry goes, physics, it writes itself. Both it writes itself in play and it writes itself in correction. So really, this YouTube channel is dedicated to a lot of those solutions I've found in the body, a lot of those, and I really thought about making a Muscle Medic YouTube channel, and I still may, but it really just, it's one aspect of me. It's one aspect of what I wish to share, because what I wish to share goes a lot deeper than what's available in Tennessee at this moment. I'm in a very small, very big town of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I find myself openly sharing about consciousness and the exploration of it and not being met. And I think that's partially why the YouTube motivation has become so clear here recently, because I wish to really connect with others and share who need it. And I'm not here to force anyone who doesn't need it. I'm not here to imply anything that isn't, what it is. I want people to use their eyes and do their own research and have their own opinions and own will over themselves and the things that they digest and the things that they decide to take in. But like anything else, we all have our own, vibratory fields of people who can meet us and who can't. So I think this is a really good option for me. I think this is a really good option for everyone at this time, actually. And utilizing the platform for, I mean, I can't really say what it was made for because that changes all the time, right? But utilizing the platform in such a way that is truly just trying to get out there and connect and share. I think I'm finally there. There was positions of trying to figure out money and monetization. There was positions of trying to understand it, but I really think that our generation is going to go into a direction of more communication. When I say our generation, what I really mean is the current time period and the people living in it is going to go into a direction of more communication, more sharing, more authenticity. We're seeing it a lot already. We're seeing a lot of spiritual teachers speak out about it. And I believe that it's going to get to a point to where a lot of the disingenuous space within the world is going to have to crumble because eventually we will grow. And as we grow, consciousness grows. And as consciousness grows and develops, it's going to be very hard to unsee. In fact, that's not really an option. I have really gone down the road of experimentation and exploration with consciousness in a lot of very dangerous ways. And I think a lot of people would probably be both entertained, excited, and also happy to hear what I have to say so they don't have to do the same, maybe. Or if you're like me and you listen to other people anyway, and still go do your thing, then more power to you, dude. So I experimented for 2 years with mushrooms and LSD, and then I experimented, well, I got invited to go do ayahuasca with some friends, and it drastically changed my perspective. I have then went back after about a year break and did a full ceremony because I only did one session with them. And then I went back to Costa Rica and did an entire week for my birthday. And it was very intense. The most intense thing I have ever experienced in my life. And I have experienced some of the most traumatic things that people can experience in this life. And that still topped everything. Childhood, all of my 30 years leading up to it, no. Like, that was it. That was the Saturn return in Pisces right there. And it, if you know, you know, it whooped my ass beyond anything that I could really give you. I will tell that story one day, but and then it was followed by an extremely, very deep depression of having everything I'd ever known dismantled beyond what any sage had riddled, if that makes sense. A lot of times you'll hear sages and so on talk and speak in riddles. And it's not because they wish to be confusing, it's because at some level of experience, you cannot translate metaphor beyond poetry. Poetry is absolutely needed to explain the density, the complexity of information that is gathered in these spaces. And this is exactly what the human frontier is about bridging the line of experiences that we did not have language for at one point, that we now are gaining, learning, and do have, that have yet to be spoken. And if anything, I wish for this entire journey of mine to be of aid and shed a light for other people to hopefully heal themselves in maybe a lot better manner, orchestrated, organized way than I went about it. Because to be honest, I've only had fumbling through my life. I'm 31 and I'm on the edge cusp of millennialism, I guess. And I feel like a lot of us in this age group are kind of the ones that are having to bridge a gap between between boomer to Z, boomer to alpha, whatever the hell the generations are. We're bridging a gap of language that has not only yet to be explored and communicated, but also a gap where we weren't allowed. Things that would be highly defensive or offensive that are actually, in all honesty, just highly disruptive to current systematic procedure of life, so to speak. I've decided to create this human frontier for all of us to communicate through, and maybe even see me doing wild experiments, all kinds of stuff, to give you an idea of what's to come up. We're going to talk about, obviously, these crazy experiences. I think a lot of people like them. The mushrooms, the LSD, the sacred plant medicine that helps us cross a gap. But that's not nearly all there is. There's also the solemnness and the humbleness that where we cultivate certain concepts and qualities of ourselves that needs to be talked about as well. We're also in a generation or a period of time, I keep saying generation, and you really need to use a better word. We're also in a period of time where we are gaining elevation in technological breakthroughs and all manners of such in multiple different ways. Some great, some really terrible, some world-ending, and also some very, very much life-giving and supportive in a very natural way. As I said, I'm a healer. I have a business called The Muscle Medicure, and the intent is also to share a lot of the healing modalities that I utilize with my clients, all the way from body work to biohacking, using hydrogen, using red light, using ice baths, using pulse electromagnetics, using scalar, using just about anything that you can think of to use out there that is at least consumer related, not no $10,000 to $15,000 products or anything, but I intend to actually talk about these and even do some reviews on consumer level stuff to help you guys kind of navigate a pathway to health, and also a pathway to carving out deeper consciousness. I wish to explore the deeper terrain of our subconscious minds. In my field of healing people, I have not yet been disproven that most of, if not all, I mean, I'm just going to say it how I want to say it here. Sometimes I can be a little too therapist-y and tiptoe. All of our physical ailments stem from a deeper emotional connection that's even deeper, going into our physiological makeup and ultimately creating this hologram that we are. And so when you really see it from the hologram, you see that even the pain is being projected. Even the problem is being projected. And so I really like to get to the root and cut out the source of the projection. Stop projecting the issue and find something else to project that's better, that you wish to project. A lot of what we are doing is that we are getting closer to the core and taking out the projections we wish to take out and putting in the projections we wish. And this right here, the human frontier, this video getting on YouTube, making a choice about this, is the projection I wish to make. So, later.